So they've given us y, which is a powered expression, and they want us to find that same expression, but now raised to the power 5/4. So this becomes y to the 5/4 is equal to the whole lot, now raised to the power of 5/4. Well, clearly we've got to remove that bracket, so the 16 will be raised to the 5/4, and so will the 10 to the power 8k. So let's write that out. The next thing to do is to split that 16 raised to the power 5/4 into two operations, multiplied by 10. Now the 4 will cancel with the 8 to leave 2. 2 times 5 on that top line means that we've got 10 to the 10k. It's looking a bit simpler. Right, 16 raised to the power 1/4 is the 4th root of 16, so that's simply 2. 2 raised to the power 5 is 32. Copy and paste that. Okay, 32 is not standard form, so we have to divide that by 10, which sort of slips out a spare power of 10. So this becomes 3.2 multiplied by 10 multiplied by 10 to the 10k. Remember, 10 on its own can be written as 10 to the power 1. So now the two 10s, we can use the multiplication rule to add 1 to 10k. Don't make the mistake of 11k. 3.2 multiplied by 10 to the 10k plus 1. That's in standard form, and that's your answer. Let's look at B. 3k equals 9 to the negative 3/2. Well, the first operation I've always recommended is get rid of that negative power. So we get 3k is equal to 1/9 to the 3/2. Now we've got to split that 3/2 into two operations, the half and then raise it to the power 3. So this becomes 3k is equal to 1/9 raised to the power of a half, and then all cubed. Now, 9 raised to the power of a half is the square root of 9, which is 3. So we get 3k is equal to 1/3 cubed. And if we divide both sides by 3, we get k is equal to 1/81, which is 3 times 27. We've got our answer. C. Now this is slightly tricky in the middle. Starts off okay, but becomes tricky. They've given us that x is equal to a multiplied by 10 to the power n. But they want x squared. So to get x squared, that's fairly easy on that side, but this side I'm going to have to raise to the power 2. Because the 2 influences the a and this power here, the n, we write it as a squared multiplied by 10 to the 2n. They've given us a restriction of a as being between root 10 and 10. But that's not the restriction for a squared. So to get the restriction of a squared, we have to square all terms in that expression. Root 10 times root 10 is simply 10, less than or equal to, a squared, less than 10 times 10, 100. So that's now where a squared lies. And a squared is therefore not in standard form. So we have to divide a squared by 10, but now compensate with another 10, this time on the top layer, and there's the 10 to the 2n again. We can do one further simplification, because we can push the 10 and the 10 to the power 2n together using the multiplication rule, and we get a squared over 10 multiplied by 10 to the power 2n plus 1. And that's the answer to that slightly tricky problem.